Today we are in Stewart, British Columbia, Canada. But we have some big plans, so we are heading into Alaska. And this will be the van's first time to have been driven in Alaska and Carrie's first time to be in the state. We're going into the town of Hyder, which is the furthest town in Alaska that you can drive to, and also the most eastern town in the state. We've got some fun plans for today, and while we're on our way to do those fun plans, we're going to be keeping an eye out for a nice place to free camp.
Welcome to Hyder, Alaska.
Left onto Nevada Street.
We made it, Dave.
We did. So this is the first time we've been to Alaska in the van that only leaves one state.
Hawaii.
Hawaii. That's the only one left.
Yep.
Pretty awesome to be in Alaska.
Our mission today is to see if we can, bumpy road, is to see if we can make it to Salmon Glacer. I don't think we're going to make it because it's early in the season. Rumor has it it's still pretty snowy up here. It's only June 3rd. But we're going to see how far we can go.
The faster you go, the less you feel those bumps and everything.
Darren's telling Steve to go faster on the washboard. Which is true. You either go really slow or you go faster, right?
Yeah, there seems to be a sweet spot on the speed. But we're taking advantage of the weather right now. We're right in between two different rainstorms, and we're thinking this is our chance to actually see the glacier. So I really hope we can make it up to it.
Yeah, actually blue sky and some sun today, which we haven't seen in a few days.
Yep.
I know. There was an active mine on this road?
No. I didn't hear anything about that. I'm not surprised. Remember before we got here, I'm like, oh, looks like there's a lot of iron in the grips wheel.
Once known as the largest gold mine in North America, the Premier Gold Mine opened in 1918 and operated until a devastating surface fire in 1956. It was 30 years later before the mill was rebuilt in 1989 and only operated for about 10 years. The mine then sat unoperational for almost 2 decades before a new company acquired the property. Revised mining plans began, equipment was retrofitted, and mining operations commenced, and are planned to continue for the next several years.
This is quite the adventure getting here.
Yeah, the mining road is rough. It's got lots of potholes and rocks, and it's a rugged terrain for sure. Beautiful though.
10 miles to go. Oh, waterfall. So we're starting to climb up, and away.
There's reports that the road is snowed up and you can only get to the toe of the glacier. I'm hoping that rain that we've had in the last couple days, we can get a little bit further than that. Another waterfall. There's waterfalls
Everywhere.
constantly.
The road is pretty potholy,
Yeah.
but not too bad that you can't pass it. Just take it slow.
The river.
Beautiful river.
The river coming out of the glacier is just incredible.
We made it to the toe of the glacier. Now we're gonna go and see if we can get up just a little bit closer.
Yeah, and there's already reports from people coming back saying it snowed up about a mile up the road. We're not sure if there's a turnaround point. It's super steep right here, but we're just gonna go up, take it slow, and see what we can find.
And we might have to back down.
We might have to back down the hill. Where our elevation is. We're at sea level.
2,700. Can you make it to the next corner?
Trying to figure out which way people went. Looks like they went on this one, huh? Can we walk it?
Yeah, go walk it first.
Leave the camera rolling for a minute.
This side doesn't look so bad from here.
right, there's no way we can make it. That Tacoma had to put it in 4-wheel drive just to make it up because it's too deep in the middle.
Oh.
And then he slid off to the left. He got up just barely around the corner, and it's snow as far as you can see, and it's at least 2-3 feet deep.
Okay.
But he says we're only a kilometer away from that pullout that I was thinking about staying the night.
Yeah.
So I at least want to walk up there and take a look at it.
Okay.
Take the drone up.
That's a good boy. Whew. I'm bound and determined to make it to the next viewpoint. But look what I'm walking through. Just a little ways to go up here. Salmon Glacier is Canada's 5th largest glacier and is estimated to be 16 miles long. And while we were sad that we didn't make it to the iconic viewpoint, we were very happy to get a sneak peek at this magnificent glacier. To see the glacier in its full glory, we highly suggest you come in July. Was it worth it?
Oh, it was so worth it getting to the main body of the glacier. And there's no way we were driving up here. Probably not for another month. Maybe.
Yeah.
But not only the glacier and the water that's captured inside the glacier, but also watching the avalanches.
We have a couple small avalanches across the way.
Across the valley, and just hearing them, it sounds like thunder. So
yeah.
Super cool time here.
And the backdrop is just
yeah.
beautiful.
Everything that you'd expect from
Alaska.
Alaska, even
although
though
we're in Canada.
Technically. So we crossed over into Alaska, then back into Canada, and that's where we are. Just amazing.
This is Fish Creek. It's super popular because the bears come in to eat the salmon. And of course, we're early in the season, the salmon aren't running yet, and the bears aren't here. But it's beautiful. And if you're here in July, August, September, check it out for us. See if you can find any bears eating fish. Look at this creek, isn't it just beautiful? So this would be really cool to be up here to see Bear down there catching salmon, wouldn't it?
That would be awesome.
Get some great pictures here.
Yeah, our timing's a little off for that, but our timing was good for getting up here without a lot of people around and seeing the glacier and the waterfalls. So it was kind of a trade-off. I do miss the bears though. They're up here, they're just not eating the salmon because the salmon aren't running yet. We are 1 mile outside of Hyder, Alaska. Free camping right along the river. This is amazing. This is our first official night free camping in Alaska, and this is the spot that we got. We've got mountains in the distance with snow caps, waterfalls. We're right along the river that comes out of the Salmon Glacer. I would love to be able to stay here for a few days, if not a week, but we've got miles to turn. Tomorrow looks like a rainy day, so we think it'll be a good day just to drive. And I'll be missing this location. And I would like to come back here when the salmon are running, the bears are out catching them. Just what a beautiful area. I don't want to leave. We've got our van circled around, sitting out enjoying the afternoon, and this is our view.
I feel better if you come up here, Sonia. Yep, there you go. Perfect. Okay, turn her towards me and come this way. Just straight across. So what is this excitement that we're having at midnight here in Hyder, Alaska?
Well, we knew there was going to be a tidal problem. We just didn't think it was going to get as high as it did. It is, and so we moved to the highest ground possible, but there is literally no way out until the tide goes down. There's way too much water around us. I stayed up and waited for it, and I went out to check, and I noticed our entire van was surrounded by water. So we honked the horn, we woke everybody up, and we moved to a little bit higher ground. It's pretty close though. I mean, it's not comfortable like on this little island waiting for the tide to go down, but it did work.
Yeah.
We'll have to be a little more careful next time.
A little excitement. All 4 vans. Well, you didn't get in the water, did you?
Well, I backed through the water.
You had to drive through the water to get here.
Our vans got flooded by the tide coming in at a superb campsite.
At least it wasn't coming in the doors.
Yes. I'm glad I have my lift.
You'd be the last one to be flooded.
Yes.
Sonia,
But
what do you think?
I think I need to wake up now. I'm
Sonia
having this
says-
crazy dream.
That you were camped on an island?
That I was camped on an island and the water just kept coming up, and then somebody's banging on my window and telling me to move.
Somebody's conking the horn.
Honking the horn. Fun times.
We take you to the best places.
Oh yes, this one was 6 stars.
Darren?
It's about the experience. It's fun.
It was excitement,
Yeah, it was exciting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
but also a learning experience too.
This is where we camped last night. It is so beautiful here. Now we knew this was tidal influenced. We looked up the tide charts. We found out when high tide was. We found out how high the tide was. But we did not anticipate the tide coming up quite as high as it did. So we were parked right through here. We were watching the high tide, and at midnight, actually 11:30, half an hour before high tide, Dave came out to check, and the water had come over the bank and was already surrounding the vans. Not in the vans, just around the tires. So this entire area was underwater. This entire road was underwater. The road behind me was underwater. There was no leaving. So we came down here and found a high spot. So basically, we camped on the island last night with tidal water all the way around us. Now we made it out safe and sound. No damage was done to the vans. No water came inside the vans. And the water was only ankle deep when we moved the vans. But that's too close for comfort. That could have been very bad news and would have ended our Alaska trip. That sounds overly dramatic, but we don't like being trapped on the island with tidal water around us and no way out. You cannot control Mother Nature. All these puddles in front of me here, that's not from rain. That's from last night's tidal surge. We have had the best time in Hyder, Alaska. Now, we weren't sure if it was going to be worth the detour. It's like 100, maybe 150 mile round trip detour off of the Cassiar Highway.
Yeah, it's one way in, one way out.
And it was stunning. Just the drive alone to get here was beautiful.
I didn't know what to expect, and coming through, I was just amazed. I didn't expect the high mountain peaks, the snow caps, the waterfalls, the glaciers, the big giant river running through the valley.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
It was incredible. It really was. Now, we are here the first week of June, so this is still kind of early in the year, the shoulder season. We tried to get to Salmon Glacier. We almost made it to the viewpoint where we wanted to boondock, but as you saw, there was just way too much snow. So tell them what they need to know about getting to the glacier.
All right, if you plan on driving up the road to the glacier, it's rough, it's gravel, it's dirt. There's a big mine going on up there, an active mine with big trucks, and the potholes are deep. So
Yeah.
You don't want to take anything big up there. It's windy.
Definitely do not take an RV, or I wouldn't take anything over 24 feet.
Yeah, maximum.
Yeah.
Even at that, you're taking a risk.
Yeah. But the drive is equally as epic. It's beautiful, and once you get up to the glacier, it's just something you'll want to see.
I couldn't even see the end of the glacier. It is so enormous.
Yeah. Now, before we get all the way up to the top, there is a boardwalk called Fish Creek. I think that is probably why most people come here. July, August, and September, the brown bears and the black bears, the grizzly bears, brown and grizzly are the same, right? The bears come into Fish Creek.
They're going to be fishing, yeah. So if you want to see those, which we did, it just wasn't in our time frame, but I would suggest July and August.
We also want to say July, August, and September, this area is going to be extremely busy. And that's going to bring us to the camping location. As you can see, this is where we boondocked last night. This is one of the most epic spots we have ever stayed as far as scenery goes. There's just mountains all the way around us. It is so incredibly beautiful, but we are not going to recommend this spot.
We just can't recommend it, especially if there's a high tide in the dark hours.
If you're on the fence about coming here, definitely come. I mean, it was worth the trip.
Yeah, so cell reception, there's none, right?
No.
So this is a good place for Starlink. The town of Stewart is a small town, but it does have most of the minimal supplies that you will need: fuel and propane, a little bit of food,
Yeah.
a restaurant or two, RV park with showers. So, and then the town of Hyder is super small. We're talking 50 to 100 people that live there.
Yeah, they actually consider it a ghost town. And this is the southernmost town in Alaska you can get to by car.
Yep.
Also the easternmost town in Alaska.
Okay.
So it's just way out here. It's just a little gem. We did want to mention between Hyder and Stewart, which is only like
5 kilometers.
5 kilometers, so 2.5 miles or so, there is the Canadian United States border. So once you cross into Hyder, you do not need to stop at customs, but crossing back into Canada, you will need to go through the border agent.
Yep, there is a checkpoint.
Yeah. All right, I think we covered it all. We hope you enjoyed this video. I'm glad we're able to drive off.
Yeah, I feel a little embarrassed that we didn't do more research. So.
Well, the thing is, we did all our research. We just didn't
put it together.
Or didn't understand how high the tide was going to be.
No.
Or maybe we kind of did because we were checking it.
We were checking.
All right, guys. Thank you for coming along on the journey. We will see you next week as we continue our journey north.
Yep. If you would like to support our channel, please consider becoming a patron. We also have stickers available in our website store. Thank you for watching.